I'm so glad to be leaving this cold. Right now we're heading to London, and hopefully it's a little bit warmer. Today it was like a -11 with wind chill. Like, I mean, literally, when I'm walking down the street, I have to walk backwards like this with a hoodie because it's like it pierces your face. And so come ride with your boy.
Hey, this is Jabril, aka Mr. Think Outside the Box, also known as Chocolate Man. And today I just want to talk about the top things to do around London. And I've spent quite a bit of time in my life in London. And yes, I'm going to tell you to do the quote unquote, tourist thing. Go out and, get on a tourist bus. Get out and see, the Big Ben with the House of Parliament. And then you can head over to Trafalgar Square, those big lions. Incredible scenery. And then, of course, where the Queen lays her head.
Just hopped off the plane, first day in London. The Queen gave me a call and she said, yo, come out, have a little bit of tea with me and Harry.
Buckingham Palace, a lot of history. And if you want to actually go in, you can do a tour for I think it's about £25. You get a chance to actually see the royal guards. The guys that don't move, they just stand. At 10:30, you should definitely head over there and check out, changing of the guards. You have St. Paul's Cathedral. The bridges are world famous. Definitely recommend checking out Chelsea Bridge, Tower Bridge, London Bridge, just to say you've been on it, but it just looks like a regular bridge. But the bridges, they're cool. And then you have Hyde Park, right across from Park Lane. And here, you have a beautiful park. Sunday, you have Speaker's Corner. You have a variety of different topics that they go off. It can get interesting. You will see some heated debate, but it's always done in a respectful manner for the most part. If you know anything about me, I love to eat. And 30 years ago, there wasn't a lot of food options in London if you wanted to go out to restaurants, but the scene has changed so much. Brixton, historically is known as one of the most dangerous places in London. Get me, fam. And if you wander to the wrong neighborhood, you might find out why. But you'll actually find Brixton now is starting to turn into a really trendy kind of place. And, Brixton's known as pretty much like the soul of Black Britain. My favorite place to eat in Brixton was a place called Brixton Village. And historically, for the last 10, 15 years, it's been known as a place where, Black people get their hair done. They get, traditional foods from back home, if they're from Kenya, Ghana, whatever. And it was about 2 years ago, they started to switch it out and actually put real cultural restaurants within Brixton Village. So you have Jamaican food, you have Italian food, you have Colombian food. If you go on a Friday night, you're most likely gonna have a wait, like a 20-minute wait if you go into one of the good restaurants. And the prices there are really good. I mean, you pretty much get a meal for about £10. Time Out rated Brixton Village one of the top places to get food. And then you have, the Dorchester Hotel, one of the most historic landmarks in London. It's really a part of their culture, on Park Lane. But sometimes, it feels good to put on a suit and, be a gentleman for a day. When you walk in, the service is out of this world. And so they're doing the whole bow thing.
So you have a clotted cream. It's a typical English cream for the scones. You have homemade strawberry jam, and this one is rhubarb.
If you want a true English traditional afternoon tea, with tea and scones, if you want caviar, champagne, it's the best tea I've ever tasted in my life. They've had all types of guests. Now, they have Oprah, Drake, back in the day, Sinatra. It's just the detail that they have in that place. If it's in the summer, make sure you have reservations, or if it's on the weekend, make sure you have reservations or you probably won't be able to get in. But I can't recommend the Dorchester more. And this is not a thing to do, but for me it is. And it's actually just to walk around and explore. Because you never know who you're gonna run into, what kind of conversations you're gonna have. Exploring and walking around, you'll see things that are not on TripAdvisor. And so one night, we're actually out and just walking about, one of my favorite things to do, especially at night. It gets interesting. People are drinking, their emotions are flowing. And I was rolling with my brother and a couple friends, and so we were like 4 dudes trying to get into the club, and it's like, yo man, fuck off. And I was like,
let's go.
We're in Piccadilly Circus. And this guy, he has kind of like a boombox thing, and these guys are just playing music outside. Nobody's around. And before you know it, we have like a group of 50 people outside just having a good time, vibing, all different cultures, just coming together to have a good time.
I told you, they didn't let us in the club, but we're gonna bring the club outside. We brought the club to us.
I think tonight it's gonna be a good night. Flex a bit of muscle.
English people are known for their drinking, so there's unlimited bars and pubs all around London. And if you want to get a little bit fancy, if you want to go to nightclubs, they have some of the best nightclubs, in the world. You can just feel the energy in the air. They have like these big long things where you can do shots for the whole group. So you buy 10 of them for like £20, and everyone's dancing. That was the thing I loved the most about Revolution. And then we stopped by the Circus Club. I had no idea what to expect, but the show was out of this world. Unfortunately, we didn't get too much footage in there, but the vibe, the decor, the people, it was just done right.
I mean, I've had a lot of random nights in my life, but tonight, we're in the back of a van.
How can I forget the Borough Market, the most renowned market in London? You have vendors that come from all over, and specifically there, they use a lot of fresh foods. And one of the biggest attractions at the Borough Market was the melting cheese. Personally, I don't like cheese that much, but I can tell a good thing when I see it. And so no matter what your taste is, you definitely have to come check out, the Borough Market. And finally, the Shard Hotel. One of the newest additions to the London skyline. And right now, it's the tallest structure in Europe. It's made up of a few different parts of the building. Up top, you have the observatory. Runs about 25 pounds. And then they have also the arcade, where you can go shopping, and they just recently opened up the hotel in the building in May of 2014, and that is the Shangri-La. Rooms start at about £500 a night, so you better start saving. And if you have any questions about London, feel free to leave a comment, and I'll definitely do my best, to answer any questions. If you just want to reach out on Facebook, feel free to. I do hope that you enjoy your time in London as much as I did. This is Jabril, aka Mr. Think Outside the Box, signing out, and I'll see you guys soon. People ask me every day, how can you afford to travel the world non-stop? Well, I explain that, and also how others do on MrThinkOutsideTheBox.com.